And welcome to the Writer's Life, a place where we get to sight, sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life. We get the truth. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe. I'm not going to ask you to like anything or tap any bells for notifications because this isn't for my YouTube channel, but it is a part of the Writer's Life series. This is the Writer's Life mindset course. This first one is free. Well, it all comes with it anyway. The course is not going to be a how-to course. Like, I'm not going to teach you how to write. I'm not going to teach you too much about the mechanics of writing and all that sort of stuff. I mean, you can get that from a million different other courses or whatever. And personally, I find that shit pretty boring. There's some truth to the old paradigm that you're born with the talent, but there's also a lot more truth to the belief that writing can be taught, much like any other craft, like say carpentry or something like that. And a lot of it has to do with your mindset. You got to ask yourself, why do I want to be a writer? What kind of writer do you want to be? Do you want to be a genre writer? Do you want to be a literary writer? Do you want to be an amateur? Do you want to be a pro? Do you want to give up the day job? What do you want to be? What's your purpose? And there's other things too. Like, do you want to blog? Do you want to write newspaper articles? I come from, I started over 30 years ago, and that was back during, it was pre-internet days where you could still freelance for like several local newspapers, $50 a shot. You could even take like a story you wrote for one newspaper and sort of change around a bit and sell it to another newspaper. Those were the real good freelance days. But now everything's about blogging and whatever. Or do you just want to go straight to like writing books? Maybe there's a science fiction fantasy book idea you've had up here for a long time and you want to finally sit down and start writing it. This all takes, it's easier said than done because it takes passion, like I said, and it takes a change in mindset. You have to like focus on how you're going to go about doing this. I assume most of you have day jobs already, and maybe families, and especially if those families are young, like if you have young kids hanging around, plus if you want to go to the gym, stay in shape, and all that stuff, you want to have a social life, whatever, you're not going to have a whole lot of time to write. But this is where we begin, really, is finding the time to write. And I've always said, when people would come up to me years ago and say, like, how do you do it? Like, where do you find the time and all that sort of stuff? I told them the truth, and I was like, I get my ass out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, make the coffee, and try to put in 2 or 3 pages before I go off to the day job. And I did that for years. And I can remember, like, every time I'd wake up, like, especially on a cold morning, you don't want to get out of bed, whatever. And I would sing that old song from the 80s, dedication, devotion, turning all the nighttime into the day, yada, yada, yada. Because it was so true. And I just kept, like, that changed my mindset, and it made me committed, and it made me determined, and, like, I would just, dedication. And, it's like, because when you first start, you're going to suck. And again, it's a mindset thing. You just got to get over it. My sons are artists, and one of my sons just made a video about how, like, it takes 20,000 hours to be a good artist. And it's true. It could take 20,000 hours for you to write a decent sentence. But once you get there, all that practice that you have is going to pay off. Now, when I first started, everybody thought I sucked, because I did suck. I was young, I was really young and immature, and like, I wanted to be the next Hemingway or Mailer or one of those guys, and like I would dress like them and all that sort of stuff. It would just, I wasn't pretending. I was getting my mind situated. I was trying to make myself believe that I was a writer. I was a neophyte, but I was trying to make myself believe in myself. I was trying to by playing the part, I was actually taking on the skin of a writer. And now, after 130 books, hitting the New York Times bestseller list, the USA Today bestseller list, the Amazon #1 overall bestseller list like 3 or 4 times, selling 1.5 million books maybe, winning the Thriller Award, the Shamus Award. There's the remains up there. It could be backwards because of this thing here, my phone. I don't know how to turn the thing around on the phone, but hopefully that doesn't bug you. Anyway, I've won a lot of awards, finalist for a Derringer Award for a novelette, so I've a lot of movie interest, all this. I've accomplished almost everything I set out to do, except I haven't had a movie produced yet. Not yet. I'll talk about that though during the courses. But it's all come from hard work. It's all come from a mindset that just I would not drift from my dedication, my steadfast belief in myself that I could do this, that I could go from sucking to not sucking. Oh no, we suck again. To quote a movie. So these are the things that you need to have go. You need to discuss with yourself, or perhaps with your partner, whatever. And if you're not willing to absolutely exhaust yourself, if you're not willing to put in that time, then it's a fool's errand to even start. Or maybe you'll end up writing one book that you'll end up selling to friends and family. But if you want to make a career out of this, I don't care if you're 25, 55, or 75. If you want to make a career out of this, you just need you need that passion. All right, so this course, I think it will be 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 modules. All of them around, I don't know. I don't want to bore, they'll all be around 15 minutes in length, something like that. I don't want it to be too long. I don't want it to be too short. I want to give you your money's worth. And I will go into, I will actually do 1 or 2 sort of how-to modules, on compelling characters and writing short chapters so that they become almost like potato chips. People, you're in, so that your reader's sitting in bed and it's 11 o'clock at night and they know they should be putting the Kindle down or the book down or whatever and turning the light off and going to sleep, but they got to read one more chapter. I can show you how to do that. And there's a lot of other tricks of the trade, and I'll talk about travel, how you got to get out of the house. I'll talk about maintaining relationships because it's very difficult. I've been divorced twice, and I've had a lot of relationships that haven't lasted or whatever because writing is not only a lonely occupation, you will end up being selfish with your time. You just can't avoid it. And I'm just telling you the truth. This is the writer's life, and what do we do here? We tell the truth. So I'm going to go through a whole bunch of stuff like that. All right, and so the course is going to be I'm not going to offer it up on Teachable. I'm going to do something else instead. I'm going to offer it up on my Substack page, and it's going to be. Normally these courses go anywhere from $600 to $1,000. I'm going to do this one because it's my first course. I'm going to be doing others, especially if this goes well, for $200. If you're already a paid subscriber to my Substack page, some people have opted in for the $40 subscription. If you've done that for $40, I will only charge you $160 for the course. Some people have signed up for the $5 subscription. That's fine too. I will only charge you $195 for the course. And here's what you're going to get. Once a week, I will send you a module. and you can keep the modules, right? And eventually, if you want, I can send everything at once at the end of it. But there's no reason to do that because you'll already have them. So whatever. All I ask is that you don't like resell them. But once they're yours, I really don't. It's kind of like like I give you a book, and then you give it to like your sister or brother, and they give it to their friend, and then their friend gives it to another friend. So, you know, that's how it works in the writing business. Very often, one or two of those people will become a fan, a lifelong fan. So who knows? But anyway, in any case, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a new module every week, for either 6 weeks to 10 weeks. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, this is the first video, and I will be back to you with the actual first teaching module, first educational module, I should say, in a few minutes. All right, in the meantime, ciao, ciao.